All right, so Apocalypse. Okay, we need to go through Apocalypse because Apocalypse is like the one I'm iffy about. I get what they're trying to do, but I feel like it's weird what they're doing. So, all right, we have 1B, the Age of Apocalypse. X is the numeral on Apocalypse's printed hit point value. So we know that at minimum that's 8, right? So an 8 value is still pretty decent. Not bad. When Apocalypse would be defeated, discard each attachment from him and heal all damage from him instead, removing X threat from this scheme, right? So when you defeat him, right, when the main scheme, so that's main scheme is completed. Okay. So when you would defeat him, he just comes back to life, right? You just keep punching him in the face, comes back to life. Okay. When this caps out, right, when the main scheme is complete, remove all threat from it, flip this card to reveal 2. Okay. We have to look at this when it's completed. So when it just goes up to its max amount, right? Stevie, I guess Beast in the Box covers the Dark Beast. Yeah, it's definitely, we know it's Dark Beast. I'll show the photo one more time. This is the back of the box. Dark Beast is definitely one of them. So we know that for sure. Threat cannot be removed from this scheme while it's played. When defeated, the first player reveals a random set aside minion and flip this card over. Okay. When Apocalypse is defeated, the players win the game. All right, so you have to go through. Hold on. When the main scheme is complete, remove all threat from it, flip this card, and reveal Apocalypse. Okay. So essentially, you leave the main scheme, don't let it pop. Anytime the main scheme pops, it moves to a next Apocalypse, right? And he gets harder as he goes. So if I'm reading this right, I have to just defeat Heart of the Empire, it has 2 threat, right? And the first player reveals a random set aside parallel minion. Deal each player an encounter card, flip this card over. Okay. On the other side is the Citadel, which again only has 3 threat. The first player reveals a random set aside minion. Okay. And I get that I can't remove threat until I defeat the minion, but okay. Reveal the Tyrant's Throne. Side scheme and remove this card. So then you get to the next one. Again, you reveal another minion and deal another encounter card. And I just need to clear out 4. Right? And then he gets extra 5 hit points. And then I just have to do 13 damage and that's it. Like it feels like if you I'm not gonna say easy, but not crazy hard. Right? How tough it'll be is how tough the minions are. That's fair. It's like hella. Yeah, I feel like hella. I mean, we'll have to see what the minions are like for sure. It is a good point. Those threat thresholds look low. Guess we gotta see what these prelate minions are. Yeah, only 15 cards in the set. Yeah, there's not many cards in the Apocalypse set. There's not. It's really a small amount. Robert Kelly, 15. Yeah, he'll deck out quickly. Depends how many modular sets he has. If they come with tough. Yeah, I guess that's fair. We have to see what the minions are. The X-Men 3 box are about making the game less hard, in my opinion. That's not a bad thing. No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a very... Like, I think on paper, it just seems very simple. And Magneto... I mean, Magneto was still a good challenge, right? Magneto was a fair, fun challenge. It doesn't look like a final scenario to me. It'd be wild to me if it's not. I hope it has more hope-like scenarios that make villains easier. We know so little, so there's so little to really say about it. But like, I feel like even if you got stuck with stage 4, like, yes, he's swinging a lot. Also, can you not play him on expert then? Or maybe, wait. Yeah, can you not play him on expert then? I wonder what expert Apocalypse would be. Because it's not a A-B side. This is side 1 as well. So the card flips. And this is the second card, and the card flips. And the X-Force last mission? The last one, what's his face? Strife? I think Strife is alright. No love, hate for We Are One. Oh my god. Don't even. Yeah, I just feel like I like the idea of what you're going through. It just seems easy. But again, you're right. We have to see what these prelate minions are. But did we see any here before or no? No, these are infinite minions. All right, so we haven't seen it. Maybe they're all nuts. 5, 6, 7, 8 are expert. He has 8 villain cards. Yeah. Mission, but he's not super tough. Strife is a great mission, but he's not super tough. Yeah. Like, I like Strife for what he is. I think he's interesting. He's definitely out of the box thinking. But he's just, I think he's the easiest final boss. Double side, maybe there's another set of him. Maybe. But then he would have like no cards, right? Which is crazy. But I don't want more Lokis or Ronins. No, I don't think we'll end up with that again. But I want it to be tougher than Strife. I want Magneto. Like, I just want Magneto difficulty each time. And if they go a little bit above and a little bit below, yeah, whatever. A lot of allies and characters are released. They should be fairly tough. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That, I mean, you're all right. The big question mark is what the prelate, if I'm even saying that right, prelate minions are. Hold on, this will go by 3, 4. So it's just 4. Even if this was maxed out, going up by popping 4 on 8, Justice, I could bring this up to 12. I could still last like 3 rounds. It's not terrible. And he schemes for 1 on the stage 1. Yeah, I feel like a Justice player just again, making sure that this scheme doesn't pop. Like, everything revolves around this scheme. So if you put Space Van on here, if you put Space Van on here and like a couple counterintelligence, like I feel like you'll control this board a lot. In my opinion, Red Skull is the benchmark. Yeah, I think Magneto and Red Skull are around the same difficulty. We attack easy and solo, but I think his multiplayer difficulty hits the mark. I think it's easier now that we figured him out a bit, but for the time, he was like the right difficulty, you know? It definitely feels like they're making all the scenarios mid-level difficult with several options to make it harder on our own. Yeah. If they're mid-level, that's not bad. I feel like they're just getting easier. Villain theory. I wonder if prelates all have crisis or something. Otherwise, the main scheme seems easy to control by defeating Apocalypse. Yeah. I agree with that. Actually, wait. Yeah. If I defeat Apocalypse, what happens? Heal all damage from him and remove X threat from this scheme. And X is his printed hit point value. Yeah, so like if I just... Okay, if you play aggression then, you can one-shot Apocalypse. I mean, he does come in with tough, so you have to pierce it. But still, Wolverine can pierce through that toughness and one-shot him. And I would control the main scheme that way. So you're right, there must be something with a crisis icon. Or something. And then you have to go like a Shadowcat strategy with that. I wonder if it has a bunch of insight or extra scheme. They must be rough. I wonder if it's also going to have its own deck. You cannot take damage on prelate minions applied. Like that's... We haven't seen any hints of it, right? It's not in the background anywhere. A lot of ignore Crisis on Apocalypse, so that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It does make it seem like there's going to be Crisis icons somewhere in there. You're right. Because they were doing this a lot to, I assume, get ahead of that curve. There was a villain worthy of Ronin level difficulties game. It has to be Apocalypse, surely. Maybe Doctor Doom down the road. That's right here. Everyone says Apocalypse is supposed to be one of the hardest villains out there. Like comic book wise, because I don't know the comic books well enough. But everyone is like, no, like he's like legit and whatnot and all that fun stuff. So it does make sense. There are the Empire Tyrant's Throne side scheme. Looks a lot like the Mag scenario. Yeah. The only difference is like this has like a natural bad thing on it, right? With the acceleration icons and that you can't remove threat from here. Because like the side schemes for Magneto, you just kind of plow through, right? There's nothing really stopping you. So you're just going through your little journey. And don't get me wrong, I really like this design choice. Like the idea of like venturing on side schemes. I don't want them to do it for every villain, but like one a box, like I don't think is bad. Like I like that idea. I think it's pretty cool.